Hello, my peoples out there, my kaiju maniacs. Today is another. Oh wait, first let me introduce. Nope, let me introduce my co-host here.
Elder Tenchi, what's going on?
And today we're going to be talking about a topic that was brought up by David Brown.
Shouts out to you.
Yep. Please click and subscribe to his channel. And
what was his question?
Oh, he wanted to know what the endeavor, if Gamera would ever come back and what his future would be.
Like, what would Gamera's future be? Okay, so refresh people on Gamera.
Well, he's a giant flying turtle that spins in circles, breathes fire, and is technically the guardian of the universe.
Okay.
But depending on if you go by, because he's got like Godzilla, we have a Showa era, a Heisei era, and one Millennium movie. So technically a Millennium era movie.
And if you're joining us for the first time, this is Kaiju on the Brain. This is a discussion podcast here on the Brain Entertainment, talking about everything kaiju movie, whether it be Japanese,
anything tokusatsu,
anything kaiju, whether it be from the Japanese standpoint and now the American standpoint of the universe. Brought to you by my homeboy Zilla Grimm and myself, Elder Tenchi. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about Gamera. And since
Mr. Fang Face himself,
you are the authority on everything kaiju as far as you and I are concerned, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Alright, so we've got, for Gamera, he has, his Showa movies really aren't worth that watching. I mean, they were pretty bad, except for the first two. I would definitely recommend Gamera the Invincible and Gamera vs. Barugon, not Baragon. Two totally different kaiju. They were the only really good movies from the Showa series. If anything, I would recommend for anybody that's a first-time Gamera viewer, watch the Heisei trilogy.
Okay.
It is very, very compelling.
So, and how long has Gamera been around?
About half the years of Godzilla.
About half?
Godzilla just turned, I think he's gonna be 65? Okay, I might be wrong on that. No, I think he just turned 60.
So, all right. So you're saying that Gamera's movies is this just comparing it to
Godzilla Showa series
else?
was after a certain like after Godzilla vs. Mothra, they kind of dwindled too. So once they started, I hate to say it, once they started aiming the movies more toward kids,
yeah, it
kind of killed the product.
Mm-hmm. Why? Because it was too light? Too kid-friendly?
Too goofy.
Too goofy.
Godzilla and Gamera are technically meant to be metaphors. Mm-hmm. Which is why their Heisei revivals, what fucking made them so great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so appeared...
Give us a second, people. He's looking at Wikipedia, which isn't always 100% accurate.
Yeah, okay, but according to this article, first appearance was 1965.
Yeah, a whole 11 years after Godzilla.
Okay, and then didn't appear in the United States until the 1970s due to...
copyright issues, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So... Alright, enough with the Wikipedia. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we got the information straight.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Wikipedia is not exactly the best source, but for the most part, not everything up there is a lie.
But like I was saying, enough about the Godzilla stuff because we're not here to talk Godzilla. We're here to talk Gamera.
But so we were on the subject of Gamera's films. You said earlier during your intro that Gamera didn't have the best
Showa.
The best Showa era. Now the Showa era is when? Between what years?
Fuck.
1965
until I'd say probably around the same time Godzilla ended. Mm-hmm. His Showa ended about the 70s, somewhere in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. So,
and like I said, when it came to the Showa films, the first two were nice. They were dark. They were pretty and really good. Mm-hmm. But then after that, it just became the same. How do I put this? It became Dragon Ball. Very repetitive, nothing different. And had what we like to call annoying Kennys. when you watch Dragon Ball, when you watch the third Gamera movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about because they get worse on each movie, which almost bankrupted Daiei, the parent company that created Gamera.
So what is Gamera a metaphor for?
Just like Godzilla, don't fuck with nuclear.
Well, you know what? It makes sense considering the 60s.
Yeah. So, which was another thing why he kind of technically didn't get his own true origin until the Heisei eras, where he was created by the Atlanteans, which this was a much better origin for Gamera. It fit him much better, explained why he was so protective of the Earth, not the humans. Sort of like what Legendary's doing with Godzilla now. He's a protector of the Earth. Doesn't mean he's a protector of mankind.
Okay, well that makes sense. He's just he's a protector of the planet itself.
Yes,
not exactly all the inhabitants.
Yes,
nature
in general.
Nature, but not human nature.
Yeah, basically.
Gotcha.
And it was only 3 movies, and with each movie they got better, and you got to see more and more of how Gamera only protected the Earth. Especially in the 3rd movie.
Okay.
Those I would highly recommend the Gamera trilogy.
Now
we have the one and only Millennium movie, which was bad.
What do you mean by bad? What makes it bad?
They didn't even have the original roar. They used some stock footage roar.
And it didn't fit?
Oh, hell no.
What was the plot?
Basically, you have the original Gamera sacrificing himself to save the Earth from a horde of Gauss. Giant flesh-eating boids. Fucking birds. And so he left behind a little egg. And it's basically about a young Gamera trying to find himself.
What's wrong with that?
It wasn't done that well. Really wasn't done that well. But then, after this movie, they put him on a really, really long hiatus. And then, around the time, or just after Legendary did the 2014 Godzilla, right in between that and Shin, we got this nice teaser trailer for Gamera, a new Gamera movie. And it looked beautiful. Unfortunately, it was literally, when it meant by teaser trailer, it literally meant to tease. No movie, no nothing. It was literally meant to be a tease.
That's it? So they had no intention of actually making a full film?
They show a new kaiju in there. They show Gamera with his original roar in his glory, and the CGI for him, because you could tell it was all CGI, was beautiful, almost looked American.
So you think it was just trolling fans?
It was a little troll. That was really got us all up in an uproar, because we want to see a Gamera movie, whether it's done again in the homeland of Japan, or and I hope it happens, somehow Legendary gets the rights to it and throws it into the Monsterverse, because unfortunately their rights to Godzilla are up after Godzilla vs. Kong.
Right.
So they're going to need something, because Japan wants to do their own set of Godzilla movies. And they can't do that as long as Legendary's doing their movies.
I think we mentioned that slightly in the first episode. If you haven't checked that out by now, check it out. We did it a few months ago. That was the first episode of Kaiju
on the Brain.
Kaiju on the Brain.
Formerly known as Kaiju
Madness. Honestly, like, the only thing I knew about Gamera
he was the original mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I knew. And you let me borrow one of the modern films.
The Gamera the Brave.
Right. And that one,
the Millennium one.
When that one came out,
mid 2000s. Mid 2000s. I'd say probably, I think maybe around 2001. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it. I know it was somewhere in the 2000s. Actually, I think it came out after Godzilla Final Wars, which would have made like 2005. Because Final Wars came out in 2004.
So I think, like, honestly, besides discussions, we're also going to be talking about the movies themselves, probably reviewing them as this new Legendary era.
Unfortunately, it's drawing to a close with Godzilla but they want to keep the MonsterVerse going, and this is where I'm leading into the future of Gamera.
Right, but we still got a few years before.
No, 2020.
Yeah, but it's about to be 2019. We've got
Godzilla King of the Monsters,
right,
and then we've got Godzilla versus Kong, and then that's it. No Godzilla after that.
Right, but that's why they were putting so much into this. Like you saw Mothra, you saw
Rodan, King Ghidorah, which will all get their own video.
Right. So the fact that they're doing this, not even hodgepodge. It's basically this universe in one movie.
If you look at it, this is the third installment.
Right.
To the MonsterVerse.
Right, because you had Kong, you had the Godzilla reboot, and now you got this coming up.
Yeah.
But how would Gamera fit into it? Like, what would you do?
Well, I can't really go into that one because I think it's going to probably end up spoiling King of the Monsters, because it's going to have a very similar origin to Gamera from the Heisei era. Mm-hmm. That Godzilla, something has to do with the Atlanteans and temples and all that, because they're no longer known as kaiju in this universe. They're called Titans. I know.
It doesn't have
cliche.
I like it, but it doesn't have the same ring to it.
But what I'm hoping, what we're going to get out of this is that I want the MonsterVerse to continue, and it doesn't have to just be with the Toho monsters. We have plenty of monsters out there that we can get the rights to. Gorgo, Gamera, Young Gary. The list goes on. But a lot of fans want Gamera. He's got a really big following, and if Legendary would be smart enough, like they were when it came to Godzilla, scoop up the rights as soon as the rights to Godzilla end. Scoop up the rights to Gamera. Start something out with him. That way, when Toho's ready to bring the reins in again for more Godzilla movies for Legendary to do,
yeah,
there you go. Now you can have the dream triple threat of Gamera, Kong, Godzilla.
So who would you? If
don't ask that question, because you know what I'm going to say.
If it was up to you, I would say, who would you hire to write this?
What, Gamera?
Yeah.
The Gamera reboot? Honestly, Gareth Edwards.
All right, who's written
Godzilla.
Oh, so you wouldn't have him write all these monsters.
As long as he doesn't do it like he did with the 2014 Godzilla movie, where filming. I get he was filming at angles to where it made it look more believable.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do that, don't cut away from the fight. Let the fight happen. If you want to show like you want to tease here, tease there, that's fine. I loved the whole teasing throughout the movie. I just hated the cutaways at the final fight.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense. I thought part of it was because of the action. I know a lot of it is, now that things are a little more heavy-handed, there's got to be a message in everything. I understand that.
Like, we've got the guy Michael Dougherty who's doing King of the Monsters. Yeah. He did Krampus. He did horror movies. Mm-hmm. And two I can name off the bat, Krampus and Trick or Treat, and those were great movies. So I have no question that his directing, we're going to get a good movie for King of the Monsters.
Okay, so
if it wasn't Gareth Edwards, I would definitely pick Michael Dougherty
as the writer and director.
Yes.
Okay, so
and I'd also like to say it for producer wise, Michael Bay.
Why? Because he knows how to do action scenes?
He knows how to do action scenes in City of Destruction perfectly. Look at Transformers.
Yeah, because that's the only thing it has going for it. But that's my opinion.
So, but if they get the right writer, the right director, and even the same thing in Japan, if they get the same crew that did Shin Godzilla,
yeah,
we'd get another awesome Gamera movie. I hate to say it, they need to stop heavily relying on the G-Man. They need to start building up somebody else, because eventually, you're going to kill the character itself.
Right.
And I love Godzilla. I'm a diehard fan. I want to see some new blood.
But it's all about that green, right? And Godzilla is making the most green out of...
Yeah, unfortunately. But that's because they won't invest themselves in other product.
Because you're afraid.
There's no need to be afraid.
Like, if you're making money...
Okay, here's the prime example I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When it comes to investing in something new. The Godzilla anime trilogy.
Yeah.
They're investing in that. It's doing well over in Japan, but it's flopping over here.
Why do you think that is?
It's not what the fans wanted. Japan, they got a broader mind for new takes on character origins.
You think we fear change? As Americans?
Yeah. We don't like change. Why do you think, like, prime example again, how many people were up in arms when it came to Venom before they saw the movie? You see what I mean? They don't like change. Now, if we give them, like, if we, or Japan, gives ourselves, and that's the same, I hate to say it, it's the same thing what's going on with Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
They're relying too heavily on Dragon Ball, Godzilla, Gundam. 3 of their biggest properties.
But unlike all those properties, Gundam has a wide range. Like, yes, they have the Gundam tag on title up there, but each one has its own story, has its own life, has its own different set of characters.
And it's the same thing if you look at anything dealing with Godzilla.
As far as anything else that we've mentioned, it's always the same. It's always the same characters, and occasionally you'll get more development for some. So, going back into Godzilla, Gamera, and the rest of them, Godzilla being the moneymaker, and Gamera being
a no-name loser.
Honestly,
the underdog, the true underdog out of kaiju.
He is the true underdog, but there's references to him in other films and tokusatsu series, and I'd like to see more, even though I'm a complete novice when it comes to this, But he seemed cool to me, a giant turtle, and it speaks to me as a Ninja Turtle fan. So I would just say it. I think that was the appeal to me, like a giant turtle helping people, and plus I liked his move set. I liked his
fireball spin.
Yeah, I like that. It was it was simple.
Honestly, his fighting style is no different than Godzilla's, except he can fly.
Right, and that was another thing. I like the effects. I like the story, which I'm gonna have to brush up on, because we will be talking about these movies in depth.
Yeah, more in depth on the movies. We will eventually. I want to do a history of series for Kaiju on the Brain.
Yeah,
but as of right now, when it comes to the future of Gamera, right now it's up in the air. We can only hope for the best. If we want it, we gotta fight for it.
Yeah. Let us know what you want from a Gamera revision, reboot, revival.
Do you want it done in America, or do you want Japan to do it?
And if either one of them does it, how would you want it done? Like, who would you want to direct it? Who would you want to star in it? And exactly what kind of effects would you want?
Please, no Elizabeth Olsen or the kick-ass dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Personally, I like them, but they do well as certain characters.
Yeah. Just not together in a Godzilla movie.
So
they're kind of bland.
So check us out on the next episode. Thank you.
Where we'll be discussing King Ghidorah.
This is gonna be interesting, because this is something I know a little bit about.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Kane, David Brown, hopefully we answered your question.
Yeah, and thank you
thank you again for the idea.
Thank you for commenting.
So hopefully you watch this video, and then you let us know in your own words what you would like to see.
All right.
This is Zilla Grimm.
And this is Elder Tenchi.
Smash them buildings and get out of here.
Peace.